Mojtaba Khamenei's very first message as Iran's new supreme leader is already being linked to fresh blows against US forces. After a US KC-135 tanker went down in Iraq with multiple crew reportedly dead, America quietly launched a secretive Medevac airlift from Saudi soil. Iran's surging True Promise 4 operation is leaving US soldiers wounded across the region and pushing Gulf capitals on edge. With the American death toll slowly mounting, Ali Larijani's earlier warning about the heavy price for assassinating Khamenei now echoes ominously. He is trying to tempt with the blood of American soldiers. Anyway, they lie about their own soldiers being killed. They say 5 or 6 died, and every now and then, they claim that in an accident, 20 more died. As news broke of the KC-135 tanker crash in Iraq, US troops were already being flown out of Saudi Arabia on Medevac flights, signaling that the human cost of this war is spreading across the Gulf. One dedicated Medevac mission reportedly carried 19 wounded American soldiers out of Saudi Arabia to a military base in Germany for urgent treatment. US media say at least 2 of those injured were hurt when an Iranian drone exploded near their vehicle on Saudi territory, underlining just how close the war has come to American boots. Altogether, around 150 to 170 American troops are now believed to have been wounded since the US-Israel conflict exploded into open war. Those injured include soldiers based not just in Saudi Arabia but across multiple Gulf states, from airfields to logistics hubs. On March 12, US Central Command confirmed that a KC-135 tanker had crashed in western Iraq and all 6 crew members were dead. Iraqi resistance groups, however, claimed their air defenses actually shot the aircraft down and that all 6 crew members on board were killed in the strike. The IRGC says the tanker fell from the sky while it was mid-refuel with a fighter jet, while the US keeps silent about the cause, fueling speculation that more is being hidden. Based on official numbers, Washington now admits to at least 8 troops killed and over 100 wounded since the war began. Tehran counters with a far more dramatic figure, claiming that more than 500 American troops have actually been killed since February 28. As each new US casualty is reported, the earlier words of Iran security chief, Ali Larijani, ring louder in Iranian media as proof that Washington is paying the heavy price he promised. He is trying to tempt with the blood of American soldiers. Anyway, they lie about their own soldiers being killed. They say 5 or 6 died, and every now and then, they claim that in an accident, 20 more died. Look at how many American soldiers were actually killed in this region. Now, I heard some of these soldiers have been taken prisoners in one of the regional countries. I think it would be better if Trump admitted he was wrong. He was fooled and manipulated by Israel. You wanted to say it was America first, but it ended up being Israel first and America last. So correct it, understand, and admit your mistake. Why are you struggling? Using any excuse to speak crudely. A president using vulgar and cruel language is not good for him. They just laugh at him. A person at that high level should speak appropriately and in proportion to their position. Trump said for Iran's future leadership, "I am the one who should give an opinion." In my opinion, the person is very foolish. He doesn't understand. No country would accept it, especially Iranians, who have always shown intellectual maturity. They are the owners of civilization. Then you, Trump, come and say you want to choose the next Iranian leader? It's a very foolish thought. Mr. Trump once said that he was tempted, based on Netanyahu's statements, to attack Iran. That is the capacity of a president of a country. He was tempted like that. You have squandered all of America's interests. Now look at how much this war has cost America. The American people need to know what cost Mr. Trump's temptation has incurred for them. The US's prestige in the region has been shattered. These countries in the region sometimes speak out against it, but they know that the US is no longer seeking their security. We haven't closed the Strait of Hormuz. It's closed naturally. No one can pass because there's constant conflict there. They attack our boats. We are forced to attack them. They attack our ships. We have to attack their ships. Therefore it's unsafe. Anyone with cargo in a ship can't go from here. Therefore a disruption in maritime transportation is created. Americans should know that we will not leave them. You have left a pain in our hearts. We won't leave you. You must accept that you no longer have the right to violate Iran. Accept that you have been insolent. Which international law says that a country can say it has attacked another country because of its own desires? The end of the war and settling will happen when they realize they no longer have the right to transgress against Iran and compensate for the damages inflicted upon the Iranian nation. This filth they have created on the international stage will have a heavy price. You have committed an assassination against the leader of Iran. It's unprecedented. The price for this will not be small. We will leave them be. This war has a lot of consequences. It doesn't just limit itself to Iran. It's an achievement that will prevent anyone from doing such things again. Mr. Trump had a taste of Venezuela. He thought he could do this immediately to Iran, too, and now he's stuck. He shouldn't be let go. He must pay for this. They thought they could do something with some ethnicities that turn them against the government and create the idea of separation. For example, going and talking to the Kurds and provoking them. They are unaware that Kurds are a very original Iranian ethnic group. Now, there might be disagreements within them, but these Kurds know what the Americans did to Syria while they were in power. We had previously told our European friends as well that if you participate in the war, we will be forced to get involved with you. They know that we have no interest in expanding the war, but if they intervene themselves, we have no choice but to retaliate. But I admit that Europeans didn't pay attention to Trump in this regard, and they are right because he has been disloyal in various cases, striking at the arteries of Europe and humiliating them. Those Saudi Medevac flights took off against a backdrop of relentless Iranian attacks on American-aligned countries all across the Gulf. Saudi Arabia has faced wave after wave of Iranian drones, scrambling its air defenses to intercept most of them but not all. On March 12, Riyadh announced it had intercepted 33 drones launched from Iran in yet another wave of strikes. Saudi officials said the drones were aiming for the eastern province, Prince Sultan Air Base and the vital Shaybah oil field. Since February 28, Iran has repeatedly fired missiles and drones at Riyadh, US bases, and key oil facilities inside Saudi Arabia. Riyadh insists most incoming threats were shot down, but concedes that some still slipped through, causing casualties and damage. On day one of the war, Saudi officials said they had repelled missiles aimed at both the capital and the eastern regions. The kingdom blasted the barrages as blatant and cowardly attacks and publicly reserved the right to respond at a time of its choosing. By March 1, Saudi Arabia reported intercepting missiles that were heading for Prince Sultan Air Base and Riyadh's main airport. That same day, a US base in Saudi Arabia came under attack and one American soldier later died from his wounds. The strike on the Al-Kaj area killed 2 foreign workers and wounded at least a dozen more, according to Saudi statements. Iran's Operation True Promise 4 has now entered a new phase, with the IRGC launching yet another barrage against US and Israeli targets. Following Mojtaba Khamenei's first address, Iran's army vowed to fight until the last breath, signaling no interest in backing down. Tehran describes this 40-second wave of strikes as just one part of a broader retaliatory campaign aimed squarely at the US and Israel. The IRGC says it fired heavy missiles and explosive-laden drones at targets in the heart of Tel Aviv, trying to stretch Israeli defenses to breaking point. Iran claims it used its Ahmad, Qadar, Khyber-Shikan, and Fatah missiles in this latest strike wave, showcasing much of its advanced arsenal at once. The IRGC also says it hit bases belonging to what it derisively calls the terrorist American army, insisting that US forces will keep paying for Khamenei's assassination.